Well, hello, my YouTubers. Hello, everybody. How are you? Listen, this has been like the most frustrating day trying to actually get this live operating. I just had, one challenge after another. So hopefully have enough energy to share some of my wisdom with you. So one of my clients, she sent me an email and she wanted to know what could she talk about on a first date. So, I created like a list of questions that she could ask and just like some general information. So then I thought, hey, it would be cool to come on and do a live and just share all the information. So, of course, I have my own unique way of dating, because I dance to the beat of my own drum, thus my shirt. I rock me, meaning I do things my way. And yes, I made it, as a matter of fact. I love anything that sparkles. So anyway, my suggestion always is before going out on a first date, I don't really do it like everybody else. So my process is, I meet someone and, if I have a general interest in them, I'll get their phone number or I'll let them get my phone number actually. And then we'll talk on the phone. Like we talk for like 2 weeks on the phone. And, my plan is to get as much intel as possible. And then that also lets me know at the end of my 2 weeks, like if this is somebody I really want to go out with. Because I find that if you meet someone and, you're like, okay, he's cute, he wants to take me, out to dinner or whatever, number one, you're not sure if you really like him. Number two, you don't really have a lot to sort of, talk about. And, if you talk to him on the phone, you can just like get some of those red flags out the way. It's like if you talk to him on the phone, you get a red flag and it's just like, you know what, I'm not even going to waste my time. And I'm talking from the vantage point of a person who is looking to date with the potential of having a commitment and a commitment that maybe leads to marriage. So if you're just like hanging out, yes, the questions will be helpful, but, my whole method is all about having the type of person that you really want to be committed to. So that's what I'm dedicated to. I'm dedicated to helping you find Mr. Right. Yes, Mr. Right is out there. And yes, people say there's a man shortage. I don't believe in a man shortage. I believe if God made one man, he made 10. And if there's, one woman to every 10 men, I believe I can get at least 2,000 of them. So I'm not even, worried about that. So basically, what I try to do when I talk to someone on the phone, I want to find out different things about him. Like I want to find out, does he have a job? Okay. Does he enjoy his job? Is he happy with his job? Is he entrepreneurial? Is he motivated? Does he have goals? Does he have interests? Does he have things that he's actively pursuing? And when I talk to him on the phone, I'm able to find out a lot of things about him before actually spending time with him so that I can know, like, if I really want to, I was going to say waste my time. If I want to spend my time that way, I'll be nice because you guys don't know me yet. So some of the questions are just like basic questions because it's nothing worse than going out on a date with someone and then it's just like, the crickets are chirping and you're just looking at him, he's looking at you. Or maybe you're like holding up the conversation and he's answering, but then he's only giving you like 3-word answers and, you're just flicking your salad around like, oh my God, when is this day going to be over? Like, you don't want the dead codfish, he's just looking at you like, so you want to be able to keep the conversation going. And that's another reason why I think it's important to sort of get to know the person a little bit before you go out. Because then by that time, you'll have like a little rapport built and you'll be more comfortable when you go out. And, on a side note, here's a question. One of my clients was saying to me that, these days when you go on a date, whoever suggests the date pays for the date. And I was like, really? Wow. I come from a particular generation where, when you go out on a date, the guy always pays for the date. So I was like really surprised by that. And I guess, you guys find that cool if you go 50-50, I don't know. I just figure, I could take myself out. So, you know what I mean? If you want to take me out, then you're taking me out. Now, I understand that maybe, you might feel like, you don't want to feel, like you owe something. And so maybe you'll want to pay your way or whatever. But I think if you talk to the person on the phone for a minute, you really don't have that issue. So, you can put in the chat if that's something that you do. Like, do you go Dutch? Do you pay for him? Like, how's that work? I don't mind paying for my guy, every once in a while, not, often. But, for the most part, when we first go on a date, no, I'm not paying. Like, that's just it. Here's the thing. If you let me pay, we're never going out again. I'm gonna just let you know now. Now I may offer, it's a test. Like I said, I'm gathering intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find out about your character. I'm trying to find out, what you think, how you feel, how you handle situations. Okay. If you handle it that way, you're dead to me. But anyway, I digress. So let me look over some of the questions so that I can tell you some different things that I would ask. Oh, and wait, before we even go there, sorry, I'm having a hot flash, people. Okay, here's another little funny side note. So I noticed that anytime I go live, one of two things happens. Number one, I have a hot flash. And number two, the kids outside decide to come out and play basketball and yell and scream. Right now, they're not outside, but if you hear some yelling in the background, you'll know that they were like, oh, she must be doing a video. Let me come on out. So back to my information. So you want to check him out. You want to see if he's on Facebook, right? I don't know why I'm whispering, but anyway. So you go on his Facebook page, right? So you want to see what type of friends he has on Facebook. Like, does he have like all women, right? And then are they all half naked? Then that tells you that probably he's not a guy that's really looking for a committed relationship. He probably just likes hanging out and being flirty and stuff like that. And if that's not what you're looking for, then you wouldn't want to waste your time. Now, I'm not saying that that's the end all be all, but that's a check in the I don't think so column. The other thing you want to do is you want to read his posts. Like, you want to see how he communicates. Like, does he have good grammar, good usage? Does he know how to talk? Okay, that may be important. It's important to me. So does he know how to spell? Simple things like that. And then what type of comments is he putting on different pictures of, the different people that he communicates with? Like, what is he talking about? What's the focus of his conversation? Interesting information to just extract. You know what I'm saying? And then, does he have a ton of selfies? Like, is he taking pictures of himself and all these various, outfits and stuff like that? Is he, does he have a six pack? Is he constantly, taking pictures of himself? Like, is he a narcissist? Like, you're trying to figure out all these things, but just a little intel, Facebook intel. Oh, and then the other thing, groups. What type of groups does he participate in? Because sometimes that can tell you a lot too. Like, this one guy I know, he's in every like X-rated-esque type of group on Facebook. So then that already tells me, I know where his mind is, and I'm probably not really going to be, interested in him. But, just you do you. And also, if he has like any quotes, what type of quotes is he interested in? Does he read books? Like, all that stuff, little stuff you can learn on Facebook. I think that's pretty cool. So now let's just say, right, you spoke to him on the phone for 2 weeks, or you met him and you liked him and you went out on a date. Like, what kind of stuff can you talk about? Well, let's look into it. So you can ask him stuff like, so, what do you like to do in your free time? Listen to him. Do you have free time? Do you work all the time? Or do you just have free time all the time because you don't work? Like, you just want to know. Do you work every day? Because you want to know, do you work full-time or part-time? Or do you have a job? Do you enjoy what you do? Are you happy? Or are you a disgruntled worker? Do you have any entrepreneurial aspirations? And if you do, are you working on them? Do you have a plan? Who's the most fascinating person that you've ever met? Tell me about them. So you want to hear like the type of people that he hangs around, what he finds interesting. Does he have any pets? Is he a pet lover? Are you a pet lover? Because what if he's a pet lover and you're not a pet lover? Or maybe he's a pet lover, he has 5 cats, and maybe you're allergic to cats. Like information you just need to know. Hobbies. What type of hobbies do you have? Like, hey, what do you like to do? You like to fish? You like to swim? You like to travel? You know, what do you like to do? What things interest you? Um, do you read books? What type of books do you read? When's the last time you read a book? Oh, you haven't read a book since you graduated from high school? Oh, wow. That could be an issue. I don't know. Just a thought. Um, are you a neat freak? Like that's something that you really need to know. Like if you're not a neat freak and he is a neat freak, is that going to get on your nerves? Like you need to determine that. Like, oh, I already know I can't deal with that. Do you smoke? What if he smokes and then you don't smoke and you don't like, is that a deal breaker for you? If that's a deal breaker for you, then it's kind of like, what am I going out? Why would I continue to try to have a relationship with you if you smoke and I hate smoking? Like, that's just not going to work. You know, do you drink? Are you a casual drinker? Do you drink every day? Do you drink a lot or a little bit? Information you need to know. Are you a morning person? You want to know, is he grumpy in the morning? Does he sleep in? Does he sleep late? Does he stay up all night? What type of movies he likes? He like comedy, you know, horror, excuse me, suspense, you know, those character movies. Like what kind of movies do you like? Let's see. Who famous would you like to meet and why? What is the silliest fear you have? That would be interesting. I don't know what mine is. I don't know. Do you like to do dishes? You would like to know that. Do you have a dishwasher? Is your dishwasher currently full of dishes? And then did you hit the button to actually go ahead and get that started? That's just a joke. What would you say the best period of your life has been? Like if it was when you were like 15, that could be an issue. Like, what are you doing now? Do you have some plans? Are you working on what are you doing? Let's see. Are you a techie person? Oh, communication wise, do you prefer texting or talking? Do you like both? Do you prefer one over the other? How many true friends do you have? Now, listen, I'm throwing out questions. I'm not telling you to like ask all these questions rapid fire. I'm just giving you questions, you know, the ones that resonate with you. You just kind of pick those and be like, okay, yeah, that's something I could ask. I'll add that to my repertoire. Would you like to be famous? And if you would, what would you like to be famous for? And do you have any talents actually right now that you're working on that could potentially, you know, make you famous? Like, do you have a YouTube channel? Really? What's your YouTube name? Let me look you up. Let me subscribe. Let me like and share and subscribe. Do you have any children? Do you want any children? Oh, do you like to exercise? What type of exercise do you like? Do you go to the gym? You like to work out at home? Do you walk? Do you run? You're a couch potato, you know, you like to just crack a beer after work and you're good. I mean, you know, what do you like to do? And when you're, do you need a lot of alone time? That's a big one because me, I'm a loner. Like I like my time of peace. And so I do need a bit of time when I'm just kind of like K-solo. But you know, you will want to know from a potential person that you're dating, like, are they a person that's just like an introvert or are they an extrovert? Do they like having company all the time? They like being out in the mix. They like doing stuff. You know, if they do and you don't, you know, it could be an issue. Is there a skill that you really would like to learn? And if so, what is it? Do you like to travel? How often do you travel? What is a place that you would like to go to that you've never been? And tell me about the most exciting place that you've ever been. Ooh, here's a good one. Do you believe in monogamy? He may never take you out again after that one, but I mean, you know, you don't have to ask it right away, but you know, you want to know, like, are you monogamy oriented? Is that in your potential DNA? is something you want to know. Because here's the thing, if you're interested in having a potential committed relationship with someone, I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, I'm assuming you want to be the only object of their desire. And if that's the case, you would like to know if monogamy is on his menu. Okay. And if it's not, I think we have an issue right there. Let's see. Okay. If you met someone that you really, really liked, are you in a place in your life right now where you would be interested in having a relationship? I'm not saying I want you to commit to me tomorrow, next week, or in, a month. But my question is, are you emotionally available? Are you mentally available? Are you ready in the event that you met somebody that you really liked? Like, would you be willing to enter into a relationship? Are you emotionally available? Really, I guess is the question. So I think that's a really good question, because that is something that you want to know. And then from there, you might, on date number 2 or 3, you can say, hey, do you ever see yourself getting married? Not necessarily to me, just like in general, like, is that something you want to do? Gathering intelligence, because, if his answers are not what you want to hear, then, it's probably peace out to him. Of course, what kind of foods do you like? Do you know how to cook? What do you know how to cook? Do you know how to microwave, or do you know how to cook? We want to know, what's the last thing you cooked? Do you cook from scratch, or do you add water and microwave? What do you do? Let us know. Oh, do you wear cologne? Do you like scents? What kind of scents do you like? What is the last cologne you purchased? Now, if you're back in the Old Spice days, okay, that's probably going to be a no. Okay, so I like to know, like, what type of cologne somebody wears, because I like cologne, but certain ones turn me off. So I know this is so petty, but like the other day, one of my clients had this cologne that I absolutely hate. It reminds me of like Lagerfeld from back in the day. Just has like a heavy woodsy something scent that I just absolutely hate. And I was just thinking to myself, oh, thank God I'm not dating him, because I hate that smell. But in my mind, didn't say it to him, but I'm just a scent sensitive person. Oh, one thing. What type of music do you like? Do you like live entertainment? When's the last time you've been to a show? Would you like to go to a show? Who would you pay to go see? Who would you not pay to go see? I haven't been to a concert in many, many years, but I only have certain people that I personally would like pay to go see. But I think that's like a really good question. And I think it's like a cool date to like go to an outdoor concert or something like that. It could be, just maybe like a festival or something like that. And it could be people that maybe you don't even know, but maybe it's just like a genre of music that both of you might like. Here's another question that just popped in my head. Do you gamble? And if so, do you gamble often? And what do you play? You play blackjack? Are you on the penny slots? You roulette? How frequently do you go? How much money have you ever lost gambling? You need to know if they have, a tendency to gamble, or if they're just, doing it for fun. Just a question. What household chore do you think is the worst? What is something that you just absolutely like hate to do? Washing clothes, vacuuming, baseboards, bathrooms. I don't know. Just a question. And here's a good question. Have you ever bought a house? You like to know. That is such a process. Well, that'll let you know if they have, at least at one point in their life, if they had good credit, or if they have credit issues, or, what, do you live in an apartment? Do you live by yourself? Do you have roommates? Just questions you would like to, grab that intel, store it, right? And use it to make the decisions that, kind of work for you. So I gave you a ton of questions. There's, more that I have, but I'm not going to bore you with those. But anyway, so like I said, start off on the phone. You can use those questions actually while you're talking on the phone. Now, let me just throw this out. One of the things that I enjoy about talking to someone on the phone, outside of just asking questions, you get to find out their temperament. Like you can find out how they are in the morning, how they are in the afternoon, how they are when they come home from work, how they are when they're agitated, how they are when they're hungry, how they are when they're sleepy. You can see how they interact with their family members, who ticks them off, how they act when they're ticked off. If their mother wants them to do something that they don't really feel like doing, will they do it for their mother or will they blow her off? Because then, if he'll blow off his mother, he'll blow you off. So, intelligence, we're intelligence gathering. So, once you get to know all those things, right? If none of the things that you've seen during those 2 weeks pop a red flag up, then, may be safe to date. And then when you go out on your date, you're getting more intelligence. You're seeing if what he said before is matching up with his actions now. And if everything is still good, then, you continue to date a little more. So you should already have your list of, qualities that you want in a person, and qualities you absolutely have to have in a person. And of course, your deal breakers, right? So then you want to run this person up against those lists and see where he shakes out. If he's good, he's good. And if he's not, then he's not the one. So that's a story for another day. But I just wanted to come on and just talk about that. So for my client, those are some questions that you can ask, not in any particular order. And of course, not on a, checklist. No, we're not going to do a checklist. Okay, we're going to peruse the questions. We're going to say, okay, I think that's a good question. I would like to ask that. And it keeps the conversation flowing. You're never bored on your date. And if he's not a person that elaborates, then you have a lot of follow-up questions that you can come in behind. And then, once the ice wears down, I think that you guys will be more comfortable and then conversation will, flow. But initially, it is sometimes a little tough. So I hope that gave you some assistance. Let me know in the comments, if you found these questions useful. And if you try them, let me know how they work out. So I'll see you on the next video. My name is Miss Angel, and I look forward to chatting with you a little bit more on My Life GPS TV.